Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Backlot Review. Now, today's movie is a movie I've been looking forward to for years and is one of my highly anticipated movies for this year alone, and also one that I've been worried about this year. So let's just go ahead and jump into the review for... That's right, the Justice League is on the big screen for the very first time. They are finally united for the first time by Batman and Wonder Woman to come together to stop Steppenwolf. But enough about that, let's just go ahead and get into the review. I'm going to give you guys the good, the bad, and my rating for this video. And then of course there will be a secondary video later on just talking about some spoilers and of course giving my final rating for this movie. So let's go ahead and jump into the good. Now, one of the main things that I really loved about this movie was the pacing and the tone. I really don't remember a boring scene in this movie at all. There may have been a couple of smaller little scenes here or there, but those are necessary to move the story along anyway. And at an easy 2-hour runtime, it really didn't feel too long or too short. And the tone is very different from what we've gotten before with Batman vs. Superman and Suicide Squad and Man of Steel. And in fact, it felt a little bit more akin to Wonder Woman. And I know a lot of people out there are kind of comparing it to, well, it's just Avengers again, it feels too much like Marvel. But at the same time, it seemed like those same people were complaining back when Batman vs. Superman was coming out. You know, it was too dark or depressing or whatever. And so this jump from that tone to this tone, it really kind of fit with what I expect from a DC superhero movie, especially a DC superhero movie like the Justice League. Now, I won't say that the tone inconsistencies are not an issue, and I'll get more into that later on, but I just really felt like this was a step in the right direction for DC to go in terms of tone for the rest of their movies going on in the future. Speaking of which, this movie got me really excited for DC's future in terms of how this universe is going along. It's not perfect, and I'll get more into that in the bad section, but it's just, I'm really liking the universe that this movie kind of sets up, more so than it's set up in Batman vs. Superman or even in Suicide Squad. It's just that seeing this movie and seeing certain things kind of put together really got me excited for the future. Again, like seeing Steppenwolf implies that Darkseid is on his way, and you know, seeing the parademons and mother boxes and all that. And he even says new gods and old gods. So it's like in the future we're setting up to see some of those Jack Kirby new gods show up in this universe, and that got me really excited. You know, there are a couple of other cameos in this movie that I won't really spoil, but you know, just seeing those kind of things kind of play out is really getting me excited for the future. And then just like the main team all together, seeing them all together for the first time was really a treat. I really love the dynamics between each of the characters. You know, Batman is still being Batman, and you know, and Wonder Woman is still this like powerful warrior powerhouse of the team. Then of course you have the Flash being kind of this comic relief, and he's running around and doing what his thing. And just his play on each of the other characters is amazing. And you have Aquaman being this kind of cool surfer dude, and I really thought that fit his character, and it's not really something we've seen before, you know? I really thought that that brought a fresh new look on the Aquaman character. And I thought Cyborg was pretty cool too, and just his relationship with his dad, you know, how it kind of plays on this, you know, I'm a monster kind of thing. Kind of reminds me of the Hulk a little bit, where it's like he doesn't see himself as a hero. It's up to like Wonder Woman and his other teammates to really show his potential and how he can help the world. I really thought that was a cool character arc for him, and I really can't wait to see that go on in the future as well, and to see kind of where his relationship with his dad ends up. And just overall in the good section for this review, I just thought that this movie was extremely fun. It was just so cool seeing them all together. But I mean, yeah, it's just that it was just so much fun, and it was exciting and action-packed, and you're just gonna have a really good time in the theater. So now to the bad for this movie.
Primitive beings.
Alright, so first of all, I don't know what it is with the editing teams with these DC movies, but I really think they need to find some new people, because there were just really weird editing inconsistencies with, you know, shifting from, you know, realistic looking things to more green screen looking scenes, and of course the whole mustache gate, which honestly I didn't really notice at first until I was seeing a lot of screenshots pop up on the internet. So maybe it's not something that you pick up on as somebody who doesn't know about the whole Henry Cavill having a mustache and having it digitally removed thing. There just seems to be something going on in the sort of post-production for these movies, and it's kind of weird. And that brings me to my other point of just, I'm really getting sick and tired of all the behind-the-scenes drama going on with these DC movies. And it's really plaguing not just this movie, but the DC cinematic universe as a whole. And 2 different directors, and what's Zack Snyder's and what's Joss Whedon's. And I know some of those things are uncontrollable, and some of those things are just life kind of catching up to everybody and kind of just plaguing this movie a bit. But yeah, it's just weird. I just really wish they would get their act together and get this universe with some forward momentum. I also just want to hit on the fact that some of the comedy was a little bit awkward in this movie, especially when it comes to Batman a little bit. It's just that, like, I don't need my Batman to be all depressed and all stoic, you know, moping around Wayne Manor all the time. That's not what I need. But at the same time, this Bruce Wayne felt more like a Bruce Stark or a Tony Wayne, I guess. It just, like, some of the lines that he was saying in this movie felt more like they were written for Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man versus Ben Affleck as Batman. And yeah, so it really made me kind of turn my head a little bit when he would just kind of say these weird quips in the middle of like a battle or whatever. And again, like, I'm not expecting Batman to just be this silent gargoyle-like character the whole movie. But yeah, it just seemed like, you know, tone it down a little bit with that. Alright, so overall, I thought that this movie was a very fun trip, and just, I love seeing these characters all together. And there's a big part of this movie that I really, really love that I didn't really want to talk about in this review because it does spoil a little bit of the movie, so I'll talk about more of that in the follow-up review. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and give Justice League a rating of 7 out of 10 mother boxes. Man, could you imagine, like, there being 7 mother boxes on Earth? That would be nuts. Like, I'll just say that Steppenwolf would have had a lot harder of a time finding 7 or 10 mother boxes than the 3 that he had to find. But yeah, what did you guys think about the movie? Let me know in the comments down below if you enjoyed it, if you didn't enjoy it. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and close out this video. Make sure you like and subscribe down below, and be sure to come back for my follow-up review for this movie where I take off my rose-colored glasses and really tell you how I feel about this movie. And also, don't forget to go ahead and check out my Instagram. I'll have a link for that down below. And just go out there and live fearlessly.